So for lesson 11, we're going to be basically just using our place value understanding to add multi-digit whole numbers using the standard algorithm. And then we're going to apply that algorithm to solve some word problems using some tape diagrams. So our first page here today should be pretty straightforward. We're just going through and adding with the standard algorithm. So we start with our lowest place, in this case the ones place, and work our way right to left. Okay, and as we go through and add them up, we get 6,579. Now if we look at letter B here, we see that we're starting with 6,311, but our second addend has gone up by exactly 1,000. So when we go to add, we should expect our answer to also go up by that same 1,000. So again, start with your ones place, and you'll see that we've gone, our sum has increased by 1,000. Okay. Now for letter C, we have to do some regrouping or some bundling up. So 4 ones plus 8 ones gives us 12 ones. So we bundle up a 10 and bring that over into the tens place. And we leave our 2 ones. Okay. And then we can continue adding, and we get 7,582. Okay. In this case, you see that our second addend stayed the same, but our first addend increased by 3. So our sum increased by 3. Okay, now this time we need to bundle our tens into 100. Okay. And then for letter E, we see that our first addend has increased by 2,000, so we're going to see our sum also increase by 2,000. And we'll get 10,807. Okay. Now letter F is going to be a little bit different because we're going to actually be doing some bundling a couple of times in the same problem. So 8 plus 3 is 11. So we bundle up our 110. Okay, then we add up here, we have 14 tens. So we're going to leave 4 tens and bundle up 10 tens to create 100. And then we can continue adding. And we get 17,841. Okay. Moving on to letter G. Again, 8 plus 8 is 16. 1 plus 9 is 10. Plus 4, 14. So again, leave your the 4 tens, and we're going to bundle up 10 tens into 100. Okay. Add across. Okay. Okay, now in this case, when we get to letter H, notice how we have 3 10,000s plus 7 10,000s gets us 10 10,000s, which bumps us out into this 100,000s place. Okay. Okay. All right. For letter J and K, I've gone ahead and lined them up vertically. Okay, so we can do our standard algorithm. Okay, so when we add them up vertically and we have to write them down, you always want to make sure you're copying down the correct numbers. Okay, even a change of one number is going to get you a wrong answer, so we want to be very careful that we're copying down the correct answers. We also want to make sure that we're lining everything up by place value. So in this case, we want to make sure that all of our ones are in a straight line on the right side here, then your tens, and then your hundreds. And then we can go through and add. And we'll get 1,554. Now, letter K is a little bit different because each of our addends has a different number of digits. Okay, but we want to make sure that on our right side here, all of our ones are lined up. Okay, it's going to look a little jagged over here on the left, and that's okay, because our first and second number doesn't have any 100,000s. Our second number doesn't have any 10,000s. But it's important to make sure that our ones place is lined up, and then that makes everything else line up after it. Okay. Now notice how in our tens place here, 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 7 is 17, plus 5 is 22. So in this case, we're actually bundling up 20 tens and creating 2 hundreds. Okay, now we get over here to our tens place. Notice that we have 1 plus 3 is 4. This is 0. Plus 4 is 8. And go over to your 100,000s place, and all we have is just that 2. Okay, so moving on to the next page, let's take a look at a few word problems and what this looks like here. So for each of these problems, we're going to draw a tape diagram to represent each problem. We're going to use numbers to solve, and then we're going to write our answer as a statement. So each of these word problems is going to have those 3 things. So in September, Liberty Elementary School collected 32,537 cans for a fundraiser. In October, they collected 207,492 cans. We need to know how many cans were collected during September and October. So this word "and" here is a big clue that we're going to be doing some addition because we're combining. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my tape diagram. Okay, I see that I have September and I have October. So I see September has 32,537. So I'm going to label that out for my tape diagram. Okay, now October clearly has a lot more. So I'm going to make a bar that's much larger. Okay, and then I'm going to label that. Okay. Now our unknown here is how much is collected during both months. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to solve for both of those combined. So now again we can just add them up. Okay, and we get 240,029. So we have our tape diagram, we have our solution, now we're going to put it as an answer statement. $240,029 cans were collected in September and October. Okay, moving on to number 3. A baseball stadium sold some burgers. Okay, so we know 2,806 were cheeseburgers, and 1,679 burgers did not have cheese. We want to know how many burgers did they sell in all. Okay, so this time I'm going to make one bar for my tape diagram. Okay, because we're trying to find the total number of burgers. Cheese and no cheese. So I'm going to label this as a B for burgers. Now we know that we have 2 different kinds of burgers. So I'm going to separate this into 2 sections. Okay, now we know that 2,806 had cheese, 1,679 did not. And so to solve for B, we need to combine those 2 numbers. Okay, and then we can add them up. Okay, and we get 4,485. Okay, burgers were sold. Okay, so moving on to number 4. On Saturday night, 23,748 people attended the concert. On Sunday, 7,570 more people attended the concert than on Saturday. This is important. That's not how many people attended, that's how many people more attended compared to Saturday. We want to know how many people attended the concert on Sunday. Okay. So we have our 2 days here. We have Saturday and Sunday. Okay, and we have an amount for Saturday. Now Sunday had more people than Saturday, so we're going to make a bar that's a little bit longer. Okay. Now we can see exactly how much more. So that means we take the level from Saturday, and the amount past that equals 7,570. So we're trying to find how many people attended on Sunday. So we're trying to solve for this amount right there. Okay, well, we know because this is the same as that, this amount also goes here. So now to solve for Sunday, we just need to add these two numbers. 23,748 plus 7,570. We get 31,318 people.